Hello everybody, this is Dan, and I'm the senior old fart concept artist at Bossa, and I'm going to chat about one of the time-lapse illustrations that I did. It's about a month ago, so it's quite hard to recall what I actually did, and this is the first time, so bear with me if I ramble. So I came up with this idea of just one of the characters, the main character that we're doing in Worlds Adrift. It's the lead female character, I suppose, in just a kind of relaxed posed, situated on what would you call it, an outcrop, or let's say a big boulder. And I wanted to sort of get a sort of sense of adventure and mystery and what's around the corner sort of feeling in the whole illustration. So yeah, as you can tell by what you've just seen, I sketched it directly into Photoshop. Coming from a traditional background, I usually sketch with a pencil or pen or something, scan it in, but I thought this time, because it's time lapse, it'd be good to just get straight in there. So I'm roughing it all in digital, straight digital, blocking in all the colours. I already had a sort of pose in my head what I wanted to do. Like she's relaxed, but she can spring into action at any time. The favourite thing for me to do is working on the face, getting the subtleties of maybe what's going round in her head. My lighting, I'm going for, I think it's mainly top light. It's quite easy to do that. So all the light is coming from above. Obviously the shadows are going to be stacked below whatever's sticking out the furthest, i.e. chin, nose, cloak. It's just what we're all accustomed to, I think. And for me as an artist, it's easy for me just to do lit from above than side lighting. It's a bit easier for me to figure it out, especially if it's spontaneous sort of drawing like this is. Yeah, getting all the flesh colours and hues. I love the way the sort of you get reflective light off the skin as well, so I try and add a bit of that. I'm keeping the style of this of the main lead character in the game very similar to what Jack and I designed. It was Jack's sort of vision to keep it quite simplistic, large eyes, little nose, etc. So I wanted to keep those features within this illustration. So what is quite important, what I absolutely love is, obviously the composition is very important, but if I'm adding, like say, the tree behind and then going to whack the leaves in, although as it's top lit, all these will form really beautiful shadows over her face. So once the main composition has been established and the shadows as well have been formed from whatever's casting, that object is casting onto the foreground figure. Once all that is established, then I can go into the background. So beautiful cumulus clouds, setting those up, grab them from the Tinternet, placed them behind my character, and it's going to be a paint over job. I'm always going backwards and forwards as well. That's the thing with when you're painting, you're always changing, always exploring as you're going along. So it's how can I put it? You're always adjusting your painting as you slowly progress, taking it away. It's very similar to oil painting actually. You're always applying your colour, seeing if it's the right stroke, taking it off again. Well, that's what I do anyway. So this is very similar when I'm in Photoshop doing it digital. Having a mince about with colours, seeing where the light falls and the shadow falls. Creases are really cool to do as well, and they're quite stylised, as with all this. There's a little hint of probably sort of, I don't know, Art Deco maybe in here, with the composition, the way the tree goes off at an angle that allows for really nice shadow play. So when I'm doing an illustration, I always look for a good reason to put some really cool shadows in. Celebrate the shapes, the negative space, and the light falling. Especially if with this character, she's got great cheekbones and massive eyes, so you can have a lot of reflective light in that. Whacking the colour in still, but you can see where I'm applying the colour. They're in little sort of cross-hatchy styles. It's quite influenced by Mobius, the French artist, who used to sort of cross-hatch in colour a little bit, and I've adopted that, or been inspired by a little bit of that, the way he colours. Although his was traditional, tried to apply that also with the ink cross-hatching. It's just nice to get that craft and that movement within the shape, the established shape, with line. Although it's colour, it's still line essentially. So while I'm adding lines, I'm concentrating on the form, reflective light, the movement of the cloth. I try not to do it too much on the skin, because it does age the character quite a lot if I go too deeply or get too bogged down in a load of line work. So I try and keep it loose and a bit of movement. I came across this I really started to push it, I suppose, while I was doing the whale concepting as well, the sky whale stuff, and that came out really well. And it's quite surprisingly, quite a lot of folks thought that it was a brush I was using, but it's actually individual strokes. With the boldness of this red cloak, I really love doing reflective light. So the cloak, the red, can reflect off her chin and on her arm, because her arm is sort of partly under the cloak. Okay, establishing, I've got a bit of reflective light from her trousers onto the rock. There's a bit of algae on there as well, so I'll pop that in there. Working on the grappling hook now. You could tell I saved the most boring bit till last. It's mechanical. I like doing organic things. Anyway, so again, going back and forth, readjusting things. There's a lot of that. Because really, I'm exploring as I'm going along. I haven't got a bloody clue what I'm doing half the time. I'm just exploring, seeing what happens. And from I suppose, the past experience, then I can think, right, that's done. Move on to the next bit. And then step away and look at the whole piece as a whole, and then I can think, well, that needs help, that bit's cool, that bit's rubbish, that bit's great, etc., and I can make it all more cohesive as I go along. She looks a bit scared, actually, isn't she? There's a little bit of is there a bit of worry in her face? There's a mixture of emotions, I think. She definitely doesn't look bored. You just saw a little glimpse of manta ray things. I just like doing flocks of birds everywhere, so I thought instead of flocks of birds I'm going to put manta rays in, but then I changed my mind again and went with floating islands, just to keep it very worlds adrifty. And you can see little lovely lasso tool action. And then I forget that and go back into the hair. It's like I completely changed my mind, and I've almost finished. I've got a couple of flying leaves just to give, because there's a bit of breeze going on there. So I really like to explore that stuff, and it loosens the whole thing up again. I just can't stand it when things get too stiff. I like that painterly quality in things, although I'm using the lasso tool a little bit. Hopefully it'll all work together. And thanks for listening to my monotone mumblings on this session. Check the link below, because there's a very cool art competition that we'd love you to get involved with. Forget about the prizes. It's about forget about the prizes. You forget about the prizes. That's not the point. The point is you getting involved and having a bloody good time, painting your arse off. I'm not allowed to swear any more than that. I was told not to. Okay, check the link below, competition, get involved, and thanks ever so much for watching. And hopefully the next time-lapse video will be even more entertaining, and I won't mumble as much. I'm sort of almost lying down as I'm doing this. So maybe next time I'll sit up a bit straighter. Okay, love you all. Bye.